Hey there, this is Pastor Tabitha Preffel. We are doing our vlogs for today. We're doing our devotionals, and what we're doing is creating these moments, the space to start your day and to have a moment where you can talk to somebody else about your devotional, pray over it, ponder the deeper parts of your life. Yesterday's devotional was taken from Revelation, and it was talking about the end of times, and it was talking about Jesus inviting us to come to him even at that point. And now we're looking at Jesus's words in Matthew. So we're going to Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28. So that's Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28. And for those of you that don't know, I am currently preaching a series, or was currently preaching a series before the Corona Diaries on the book of Matthew, because I absolutely fell in love with this book again in the last year and loved every single rich story that Matthew tells, because he really is unpacking the Hebrew Bible in the book of Matthew and telling the story of Jesus through the lens of a Hebrew person, and looking at all those texts and all those promises we have in the Hebrew Bible, and really unpacking what that means to be the fulfillment of the Hebrew Bible, and that is who Jesus is. So these are Jesus's words in Matthew 11 and verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I love this text. It's a well-used text. When we say this text, we normally continue, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, because it is easy and it is light. But it's still a yoke. You still have work to do. You still have to do learning. So I think that's really interesting, that come unto me, all you who are burdened and heavy laden and weary. And there are lots of us who will come out of this season of the corona shutdown tired. We will be weary. We may have been homeschooling our children. We may have been working from home. We may have been trying to create job opportunities at a time when it's really difficult. We may be just battling our mental health, trying to stay healthy. We might be servicing our communities in different ways and spend a lot of intense time giving to others. And we will get to the point where we are tired, where we are weary, and we want to be released. You know, we're only in week 2, released from the shutdown, the locked in, the travel ban. We want to be released to move, to breathe, to have a hug, to connect with another person, to hold a hand, to, do the Dutch 3 kisses, whatever it is, shake hands, because we need all of those connections back in our lives. And Jesus says, come to me, because I can give you rest. But rest is not without work. And I think that's such a challenge. It's almost like an oxymoron. It's almost like a counterintuitive thing. When I am resting, or what rest has come to mean, I think, in a 21st century context, is sleep or beach or doing very little. But here you have rest being talked about as active participant, doing some learning, doing some studying, doing some seeking. I mean, this is stuff that requires me to do stuff. How can that be restful? So I'm going to share with you just a very short way that can be restful. I went through a very difficult period in my life, and a friend of mine reached out and said she would like to start a Bible journaling group with me. Okay, no problem. And we would go, and I would go to them, and I would sit with them, and I would Bible journal. And it took energy. It's a long drive, and it's a long drive home. And when I had to carry all my stuff, because it's not my house, and I had lots of things with me all the time, because I couldn't just carry a Bible. And then I had to create, and it would be work, and we'd be studying, and there'd be questions. And I have to say, it was restful. I would come out tired and ready to go to sleep that night, just and have a peaceful night's sleep, because I had rested. I'd rested from some of the daily torment and torture and work and struggles that I was having. I had rested my mind. I'd rested my body from that space and come into a space with like-minded people who are seeking God and really presenting ourselves to God, saying, we're going to just try and study your word and just try and express ourselves creatively to the Creator God and just open ourselves to worship you. And it gave rest. I learned a lot. I enjoyed the time. I look forward to doing it again. and I encourage you to seek rest, but remember that rest takes work. Good luck. Bye-bye.